Recently, the Israeli military-industrial complex made a highly provocative move. The company went so far as to brazenly show how it could sink a Chinese 054 frigate while publicizing its latest missile. This practice is undoubtedly the first time a country has targeted a Chinese warship in a military weapons demonstration. Once the news broke, it quickly triggered a wide-ranging discussion. What kind of trick is Israel playing? Is it purely to promote weapons, or do you want to test China's bottom line in this way? During the 2025 Paris Air Show, the French government specifically asked Israeli companies exhibiting at the show to refrain from displaying offensive weapons due to its stance on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. However, Rafael continued to display a new missile called the Icebreaker. What's more shocking is that they specifically chose the Chinese 054 frigate as the target ship in their publicity and produced a CG animation to show the effect of the missile attack. In the picture, the missile rushes to the Chinese 054 frigate at a very fast speed, and the latter appears to be unresponsive in the face of the attack, and is eventually hit, and the hull explodes and catches fire. The animation was not only shown at the airshow site, but also uploaded to Twitter, bluntly showing the provocation to China. Careful observation reveals why Israel chose a Chinese frigate as the target of attack. By analyzing the recent situation in the Middle East, we may be able to find the answer. China has played an important role in facilitating the resumption of diplomatic relations between Saudi Arabia and Iran, which has undoubtedly touched Israel's interests. In the past, Israel was able to maneuver in the Middle East, relying on the strife between Arab countries. But with the rapprochement between Saudi Arabia and Iran, Israel's position has been challenged and its strategic interests threatened. In order to regain its influence in the Middle East, Israel has chosen to attract attention by displaying new weapons. The Icebreaker missile has a range of nearly 300 kilometers, with a 113-kilogram combat unit, and carries a variety of advanced guidance technologies such as inertial, GPS, terrain matching and infrared imaging. And by setting China's 054 frigate as the target of attack this time, it is clearly demonstrating the power of its weapon to the outside world. More subtle is that India is recently discussing with Israel to buy Icebreaker missile cooperation matters, and the Indian Navy's 054 as a potential opponent. Through this demonstration, Israel is not only in the display of technology, but also may be in the Indian customer prototype can be said to be a best of both worlds strategy. In fact, China's warships as a hypothetical enemy is not unique to Israel. Many Western arms dealers in the launch of new weapons often choose China's warships as a target, from 054 to 052D, and even aircraft carriers have not been spared. So are China's warships really so inferior? In 2008, the Chinese Navy's first ship, Ma'anshan, into the East China Sea Fleet, many foreign media had regarded it as a transitional ship, and even think that its technology and design is only a product of the interim transition. However, who would have thought that this frigate with a full load displacement of 4,000 tons would eventually become the benchmark model for the Chinese Navy's dumpling construction? From the first ship in service to the 30th ship in 2023, 15 years, 054 is not only the carrier formation of fixed escort ships, but also many times to participate in the Gulf of Aden escort mission. Only in 2020, there are 3 054 at the same time in the Red Sea to carry out anti-piracy tasks. In addition to the numerical advantage, the strength of 054 is also not to be underestimated. The HPJ 26 76mm gun in the bow, with a firing rate of 120 rounds a minute, can not only intercept pirate speedboats with flat fire, but also shoot down low-altitude missiles with tilt fire. In a 2019 exercise by a Navy, the same gun accurately hit a towed target from 30 kilometers away. In addition, the hull of the Hawk 8-3J anti-ship missiles, with a range of 200 kilometers and 2.5 Mach terminal breakout speed, has been in the simulation of confrontation. The radar system has not yet been locked on the target. The simulation of the attack on the enemy ship has been sunk. More to let Israel Icebreaker missiles feel embarrassed is 054's strong defense system. The ship's 32-unit vertical launch system is equipped with Red Flag 16 missiles with a range of up to 40 kilometers, and with the top plate radar capable of tracking up to 50 targets at the same time. 2018 South China Sea exercises. This system has successfully intercepted 3 simulated anti-ship missiles. The Straight 9C anti-submarine helicopter on the stern of the ship, together with the triple torpedo tubes, also makes the anti-submarine capability of the 054 top-notch. In the 2016 East China Sea exercise, a 054 had successfully locked a simulated submarine, with a diving depth of 300 meters. As for the two missiles in the Israeli animation, I'm afraid that even the ship's 1,130 close defense gun won't let them get away with it easily. In 2019, this gun had shot down a Mach 4 target bomb in a test, shattering it into pieces. So, if Israel really has the guts to challenge them, I am afraid it is no good bringing those useless missiles with them. The French government was the first to react to this Israeli provocation, and even summoned the Israeli exhibitors specifically, asking them to abide by the position paper related to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and avoid displaying offensive weapons. However, Raphael was unmoved and still tweeted the video, which ended up angering the French defense minister, and led to a direct break in French military cooperation with Israel. China, on the other hand, took a more direct approach. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, MFA, questioned Israel by name at a press conference as to why it targeted Chinese warships, and the Ministry of National Defense, MND, immediately responded to the questioning by releasing a video of a live fire drill in the South China Sea. Nonetheless, China did not take an overly tough stance against Israel, but instead proposed the establishment of a Middle East arms transparency mechanism at the United Nations Conference on Maritime Security, demonstrating a diplomatic strategy that combines both the strong and the soft. In the end, this carefully planned weapons show not only did not bring the expected results for Israel, but in the field of diplomacy and arms sales suffered a double blow. Israel originally wanted to take this opportunity to get $500 million of orders from the Indian market, but after the incident, the Indian government announced that the missile procurement case will be put on hold indefinitely. In addition, France has also frozen a number of military sales projects of Israeli companies due to violation of the air show agreement. It can be said that Israel's this reverse marketing ultimately let them lose more international markets. Not only did not wish to open up the situation in India, but also missed the opportunity to cooperate in Europe. Can be called steal the chicken failed, etched rice?